Everyone, I am Carmen Michael, the professional mic holder.
Everyone, it's Alexis Cardoza.
What's up, everybody? It's the Wild Rhino Clark Connors from Njpw Wrestling, and I am here getting wild, drinking an 805.
Hey, this is Billy Starks.
Rip F and Bison. I ran out of booze.
I am the fire starter, the Carney Killer. I am born to die, Jake Crest.
This is Bobby Olson.
This is Anthrax of H2O.
My name's Christopher Landon, Anthony Streeter.
My name is Frank Minetti.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Red Air and one half of the PH Boys from Hood Classic Entertainment, representing the Hood Boys, the PH Boys, Purple Haze, Prince Alexander.
This is Martin Stone, the original strong style hooligan.
And today, you have the privilege
of drinking at Moe's.
And you know I'm drinking with Mo.
And you are drinking at Moe's.
All right, everybody, taking time out before we get this show started. I want to thank Reaper Apparel for having Drinkin' Moe's be a brand ambassador for their clothing line. They got good stuff. They got t-shirts. They got hoodies. They got beanies. They got lots of great stuff, encouraging everybody to break out of their comfort zone, live their best self, and hey, it's something I try to live every day. Now, be sure when you go and you're filling out your order, use the code Drinkin' at Moe's, get 10% off, and the link and the code will both be in the description. Let's fucking go. All right, everybody. Drinkin' Moe's, my 2 cents. This is a special one. We're doing the unauthorized Magnum recap. Yeah, they're not authorized in R1. I'll say that damn much. But you know what? Before we get going, you know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good shit. YouTube algorithm still a pain in the ass. Hit the like button, or else you'll be cursed by Danhausen. Ooh, let's fucking go. All right. So, you were there. I wasn't. I was recording with another great talent that I've been looking forward to for a while. That was the day he was available, so I had to go with it. But from what I'm seeing, okay. So, while I figure I have to say this right off the bat, because, yeah, some people who watch the show will remember, yeah, we haven't always had the most kind things to say.
Right.
But I will always say this. When it comes to any wrestling show that we review, we'll go over everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, the what the fuck, all of it. And we'll give recognition to all of it, especially the good, because we want people to go to the shows and enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
So, first off, because, like I said, I wasn't there in person, but I can say from pictures and shit that I've been seeing, this is as close to some of the best production value, as far as the production side of it, that I have seen in a long ass time. The only place near here, near Omaha, that is anywhere close to being better is the place that we went to when we were just last week, Revolver. That is it. As far as I don't know what the hell is happening with your camera there, but like I said, Revolver production value second to none. That show, as far as the presentation that I've been seeing from Magnum, top notch. I'll always give them that. But all right, let's start off. Where do you got?
Okay, so I'm going to start this off by saying, I go along with what you said. The production was top notch. First time in the relevant, whatever it's called, the center there in Elkhorn, Nebraska. It was an emotional night for a lot of the talent and for a lot of other people that are close to the talent. Number one, it was Weekend at Strife's 2.
Yep.
My understanding is they're going to try and make this their WrestleMania.
Hey, makes sense.
Which, to be honest, not but respect for that.
No, yeah, totally. Absolutely.
When I say it was an emotional experience for a lot of people, my understanding is Jason Strife wanted to book Magnum in the center the minute it opened, and everything, nothing, no dates wouldn't line up, and they finally got it, and they're just like they jumped all over it. And to be honest, I'm glad they did.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. You know, if that was the way Strife was wanting to go from the start,
and
you finally get it done, and you get the chance to, by all means, jump on that.
The setup that they had, like I said, you saw pictures of it. It reminds me of the way TNA's doing their shows now.
You know what?
Big stage, come off of the sides. The only thing that was missing was a tunnel.
Yeah, no.
Because back on the side where they were coming out, it was dark. Painted black, however you want to do it. So when you opened up the door, you could see people were coming out. So it's like, that kind of ruins the surprise that someone was going to attack. Other than that, I mean, it looked good. They had a big screen, like right in the middle. I mean, where I was sitting, it was right in the middle.
Yeah.
So you had the big screen, and then you had 2 little screens off to the side. The 2 little screens had everyone's entrance video, and then the main screen would have like the graphic for the match.
Gotcha.
Which was pretty cool.
I'll admit, from what I've seen of it, yeah. Great stuff.
Let's see what else was there. The good. I mean, everything on there was a couple throwbacks. Well, number one, it's a church, I believe. The Revelant Center is a church, and where we were at, I think, is where they have their congregation. So it's set up for music. Got a lot of what are they called? The sound dampening things, the little squares.
Yeah.
I mean, for the setup that they had, it looked amazing. I was pleasantly surprised.
I kind of wish that I was there, but priorities.
Well, so and plus, since they had a ladder match in there, they already had the belt hung up. So
yeah,
that's the normal thing, I guess.
Yeah,
you can't have the champ come out with the belt, but we will get to that because we have other stuff to take care of.
Yeah.
So they had the doors open up at 5:30 because they had a special pre-show that didn't start until about 6:15.
I thought we were starting off with the good.
I'm just starting off from the top and working my way down.
Okay.
Because if I did that, you're going to see me doing this. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at?
Yeah. No. Makes sense. Start from the beginning.
So they advertised the pre-show with the other podcast.
Yeah, we'll just.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm just going to say this. We've talked about it. let them handle their local thing.
Yep.
We do our thing.
Yep, that's the way we're gonna do it.
So, I mean, if we wind up striking a conversation, so be it. If we don't, fine. I'm not going to sit there and side eye these guys every time I see them and go, wonder what the fuck they're doing. But I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, because honestly, you know, I hate to say it, but you guys are going to have to work a little harder to reach what he's doing, to reach what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what kind of suits you guys dress up in. Work hard.
That you know what? That's part of what I hear people like about the interview parts. I don't get dressed up all fancy. I don't. I'm there to have fun and shoot the shit like you're sharing a beer with the guy. I'm there to have fucking fun. And when I'm all dressed up in a fucking suit and tie, I'm not having fun.
So they advertised it as a pre-show with a Q&A, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The pre-show wound up being just a rundown of the matches, and they went long.
Oh.
That first, they pulled. Do you remember Ric Flair's Hall of Fame induction?
Yeah.
Okay. So you remember how he went long, and you know, every so often you just say, "Oh, they're telling me I got to come out," and then Triple H came out and told him he's got 2 minutes. They did the same thing last night, except this time it was a very, very handsome Joey Anderson wearing a very dapper-looking suit, coming out and going, "You guys are taking too long."
Yeah.
So they get done with that and they go right into the Battle Royal, what they call it, the Jason Strife
Right along. Yeah, right
Battle
along.
Royal, which the one good thing about the pre-show was that they added a stipulation. One of the competitors in the ladder match was not going to be able to make it. So, in order to rectify this, because they said it was going to be an 8-pack challenge, the winner of the Battle Royal goes on to the ladder match. And apparently they decided to go New Japan and get trophies.
Oh.
Kind of cheesy. I get it though. I mean,
yeah.
So they had, and the guys come out and it's a variable of the kids that are in school. That's what it was. It was the guys that were in school, because you know how they do it. They got the kids that go to the school that are getting their training. Once they've had some form of training, they throw them out there in the Battle Royal to see what happens.
Yeah. No.
So you have all these guys, and then you have Con Artiste making a return.
Ooh.
And Lumbermack.
Yeah. Good old Lumbermack.
And I believe DeLorean Diggs, if you remember him. I think he was there too.
No, yeah.
But they didn't give him any music. He came out with the young and up and coming jobbers. He was in the final 3. Yeah, I know. It's weird. He was in the final 3. If you would like to guess who the final 3 were.
Lumbermack was one of them I saw.
And
Con.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. With Lumbermack winning.
Lumbermack won, yeah. No, I was seeing.
And so they came out and Joey came out and his assistant.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy Hall, which a lot of us remember as being Snowflake.
Yeah. No, I figured he was going to be it because of interactions we had at that last Magnum show we went to. Yeah.
So, I always thought that if you're going to have a battle royal with a trophy, the trophy will get used some way, somehow. It wasn't. They just went to the back and that was it. So then we get into the actual show.
Oh, so that was still pre-show.
Okay. That was pre-show. So then we get into the actual show, and one of your first throwbacks Charlie Eccles came back.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he came back, and to be honest,
Guy
I
that
hope
used to be one of the ring announcers.
He used to be one of the ring announcers. He was very close to Strife as well.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I hope this is something they do every year for Weekend of Stripes.
I would agree. That would be awesome.
So him and Alex were splitting up their time. Alex was on a personal note. I saw Alex before the show, and if he was nervous.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was nervous. I'm nervous. I'm like, dude, you ain't got nothing to be nervous for. Just do what you do.
Yeah, it's just a bigger venue, but you've been doing it, so which I get. Somewhat bigger venue, a little nervousness could be expected.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
so
with that.
the first match was the one a lot of people have been waiting on. TJ Benson versus Alvin Falcone.
Ah, yes. Yeah, that one has been anticipated for sure.
And it was a lot of back and forth, of course. And TJ was accompanied by Con Artiste and an Omaha rapper by the name of King ISO.
Oh yeah, no, I heard he was there. He's not. I don't know. I don't know too much about him.
He's kind of jacked. Okay, he is kind of jacked. And of course, Falcone has Joe Dasani.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. So we go through the match, and TJ came out kind of hot, and then the way wrestling is, you come out hot, you get cold, yada yada yada,
back and forth, sort of deal. Yeah,
and TJ winds up winning with the crossface. Did not let go of the crossface.
Oh yeah.
While this was going on, Joe decides he's going to get into the ring and try and get TJ to stop. This is where King ISO comes in and locks Joe into a crossface. And the crowd went nuts for this because, and then he finally let it go. Joey and Jeremy were both trying to get out to get this taken care of, and I think Joey has found himself a decent niche. His expressions when this is going on is priceless. I mean, it's just,
I can imagine. I can imagine. Oh man, he's always been good at that.
Yes, he has. So something that I did gloss over was before the first match happened, Logan comes out.
Oh God, I've seen pictures.
Well, it's not so much that he came out and he announced that he was a huge Ghostbuster nerd, which he is. He came out with a ghost trap and some back and forth. Well, is Nate in there, which is silly.
Yeah, and then he had the wig on, making himself look like Tony Khan.
Yeah. I think he was kind of going off of talk about the whole legal ramifications. So for those that don't know, the big announcement that Logan was going to announce was he has signed a match for the next show. It is going to be the Crucible defending their Magnum Pro Tag Team Championships against a pair of guys that we have seen a couple times.
Yes.
And of course, at this show, apparently he did not. And Logan, if you watch this, I'm sorry, but you're a dumbass. They are the former Wrestling Revolver Tag Team Champions, the Grizzled Young Vets. He called them still the Tag Team Champs.
Wow, somebody doesn't pay attention to anything.
But it's the fact that he got the Grizzled Young Vets.
Excuse me. I got it. All right, we're back. My dog was barking up a storm and distracting the fuck out of me, but yes, we're talking about them getting the grizzled young vets, which hey, by all means, that's
and
huge.
the funny thing is that after the show, you know, a lot of the guys were walking around, especially the Crucible were walking around, and there was a part of me that wanted to walk right up to him and go, "Hey, grit your teeth."
Yeah,
but I left that alone.
Oh, I would have.
I'm kind of hoping that they actually do say that in promo videos.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Please. Yeah, no, I have no doubt about it. But my only thing, while that news is huge, one, the whole thing about, you know, former versus current tag champ. Yeah, come on. It's not like the news hasn't been out there with people from here. So come on. Two. Okay, I'll just say this right now that I highly doubt they're going to be able to get them on a consistent enough basis for GYV to be the ones to go over, as much as I would love that.
Well, okay, let's look at it like this. And I had actually asked around to see how they were able to bring in the GYV.
Yeah.
Where were they last week?
Revolver,
which is in Iowa.
Yeah.
What's to say that they can't come around this way more often? I'm not saying that they're going to be booked to win the championship. I'm not. The only way they can do something like that is if they have a disqualification. That's it.
Because here's the thing. I don't know about contract status here, but they're in TNA. They are involved in a storyline with Mustafa Ali.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't going, like, besides maybe Revolver every so often.
And whatever else they do.
And yet, wherever else they decide to go, I doubt that Magnum is going to be the priority. So yeah, no, they're not.
I just say on that, wait and see. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm not saying they're going to pull the trigger. You never know.
Especially with
they actually surprised me last night. So
with that announcement,
with that, and plus everything else that we're about to talk about,
I will give them that with GYV. Yeah, they surprised me with that one.
Yes,
and hey, by all means, like I said, huge get.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. Not gonna downplay that at all.
In your kind of frame of mind, your frame of thinking, Revolver and Magnum are on two entirely different levels.
Yep.
You know, Revolver can bring those people
consistently.
We've had this discussion before. Revolver is like an upper tier independent show. Magnum, I hate to say this, is kind of a lower tier.
I'd say mid,
and I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner. I mean that as they have a school attached to them. When they have a school attached to them, they're kind of down here. Revolver does not have a school attached to them, so they can just...
They do, actually.
Do they really?
They're starting one, yeah.
Oh. See, I didn't know that one. All right, so...
But there are some promotions that, let's just say that when some of their students, they might feature a little early, but that's whatever.
Okay, so on to the next match, which was Luke Curtis.
Before we get into that, congratulations to Lumbermack. Love the guy.
Okay, yeah. Did we say that before when we...
No.
I don't remember. Anywho, so the next match that we're going to go to is Luke Curtis OVW, Netflix star, if you want to consider the entire OVW roster Netflix star.
But I mean, hey, I have OVW people lined up. Just saying.
Maybe you can get Mr. Curtis.
I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, excuse me.
Luke Curtis.
Luke Curtis versus Donnie Pepper Cricket.
Ah, yes, and I've just seen the post about Donnie's gear for that match, and hey, looked great.
It did look great. I actually saw him before. I'm like, oh, he's going back to. It looks familiar.
Yeah.
And then it kind of dawned on me throughout. It's like, wait a minute. That's the same design style that Jason Strife used to have.
Yeah.
Minus the fact it's for a 300+ pound guy. We'll go with that. And it didn't. I mean, I recognized it. I said, it's the same style. It's got the initials on the hip.
Yeah.
And it's the same colors. Is actually the same color scheme as his Jason Strife's match in AEW.
Oh yeah. They in the post that I saw about it, they actually had an AEW picture of Strife in said gear. So yeah.
Yep. So yes, that part was very cool.
Nice little tribute, definitely.
Well, the night was full of tributes.
Oh, understandably.
So I'm just going to say this right now: heel Donnie, gold.
Oh yeah.
What I kind of wish, and I kind of wish I would see, because independent wrestling, we all know everyone has their personas. You have Donnie Pepper Cricket over here, but at the same time, if you go to Benson, you have Brandon Juarez, and he's not your friend.
Even
what I would like to see, what?
Even though he is mine.
That's just what I would like to see. What I would like to see is I would like to see a merger, a melding. I'd like to see the Brandon Juarez, I'm not your friend, with Donnie Pepper Cricket.
A little merger of that would be kind of cool now that I think about it.
But yeah, Donnie wound up winning, and which he kind of figured it would happen. I'm not sure who played I know Donnie played the heel. Luke Curtis, I'm not sure if he was a heel or a face in OVW.
He kind of came off heelish in that promo.
He came off heelish in the promo. He kind of came off heelish as he came to the ring. But he generically fell into that face position because of the way that Donnie was playing the act. So, with that being said, once the match was over, Donnie walks to the back. Everyone starts giving Luke an ovation.
Yeah.
And someone screamed out, please, or someone started a chant, please come back.
Okay.
And he said, oh, don't worry, I'll be back.
Okay.
So if he comes back, that's pretty cool. I actually liked it. Yeah. I'd like to see him come back.
Yeah. And hey, like we said at the beginning, we're going to highlight the good and the bad. This good. It was
a good match.
I'm loving it. I wouldn't mind getting to see him back. I know I'm planning on being at the next one. So unless something happens, that's the plan as of right now.
All right. So we go to our next match. This one has been a point of contention between us and the leadership. Heidi Howitzer, Layla Gray, and Sierra triple threat match.
Ah, yes. This is one of the matches that I seriously regret not being there for, because I know very well of Heidi Howitzer, and
who doesn't know about Layla Gray?
And that, yes. But Howitzer, I have had her tag partner on.
Okay.
So that
So I'm just going to say
of
this.
her before that, but I've known even more of her since.
So I'm just going to say this. It was just a regular triple threat match with women. I heard someone behind me wonder if Layla Gray was going to pop out of her top.
Okay.
It actually looked like she might have from time to time.
Yeah.
But the part that made it gold was Heidi Howitzer's running commentary during the match.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say
Some of the shit that came out of her mouth was just, oh my God.
that promo of hers where she made a bunch of dick jokes.
Oh, it got progressively worse during the match. There was a point where she was rolled out and she just parked herself right there at the ring post, and someone goes, "Why don't you get in there and mix it up?" She goes, "Why the fuck would I do that? They're beating their own asses up. I'm just going to sit out here and pick everything up." And I was like, "That's awesome."
I love it. I love it.
But and we all know
it like that more.
Yes. Now we all know who won.
Yeah.
Sierra wound up picking up the win.
Which, hey, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Got no complaints from me on that one.
Yeah.
She puts on a good match consistently every time.
And you know, with the whole, playing the heel, playing the face. The only one that actually 2 out of the 3 were presented as heels. Sierra, of course, was presented as the face because she's the one that got the ovation. Layla Gray, of course, being the baddie, she got presented as a heel. She played up the heel. Heidi Howitzer was presented as the heel, and I think generically wound up falling into a face position just because of her antics.
Kind of a tweener with that because of the antics.
Yeah,
I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yeah. But all in all, that match was pretty entertaining for me. I actually enjoyed it.
I seriously regret.
Heidi Howitzer is another one that I wouldn't mind seeing come back.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
And to be honest, Layla Gray, I wouldn't mind seeing coming back, but her price tag, because she was in AEW and parked next to Jade Cargill for a couple years, her price tag might be high. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't say that yeah.
So okay, so we're gonna go into
before we get into the next one. An alert popped up on my screen here that I had messaged a certain new general manager about hearing you guys had an interesting show, and he's like, he liked the message and said that we're off to the races now.
Yes, we are.
All right.
So the next match.
Oh God, you got me nervous.
Me too.
The next match was the 8-pack challenge ladder match for the Top Gun title. Let me just say, Kit Sackett came out with like basketball shorts, carrying a giant sack of forks.
I mean, he does that.
He has not done that in a while. He brought the forks back.
Okay. Already off to a good start.
And then everyone else that came out, okay, they all had their fine little thing. Everyone got their couple seconds of fame in the ring, and then they rolled out for the next guy. Brandon Nitro.
I love him.
Your mom's favorite wrestler. Came out. Are you ready?
Naked?
No, he was not naked. That would be weird being in a wrestling show in a church.
Wasn't she there with you?
No, she was not.
I thought you had 2 tickets.
I did. Somebody was not feeling very well.
I've had insomnia, Grant.
She's had insomnia for the past week. 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've
so
been
she
there.
did not go. So I had an open space. We'll get to that part.
Oh,
So Brandon Nitro comes out to the ring. Of course, he's got the can of Bang,
Bang.
and he's wearing a pair of shoulder pads
much like
with Bang cans as spikes.
like
Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom. Hey, I dig it though. I dig that.
I dig it too. And it was a good presentation. And I'm just going to say this right now. They had the guy from NXT, Coulter,
Yep.
Dwight Coulter. Let me just say this: if you want to talk about somebody who's only made sporadic appearances with Magnum, that dude is so freaking over. And it's because, you know, when we were at the dance club, he filled it half with his family. So when he comes out, they're screaming. They blow the roof off.
Yeah.
When he came out last night, they were doing the same thing. They held one side of the arena, but they still felt like they blew the place up. I was like, oh my God, how is this dude only making a handful of appearances, and he's getting this kind of a reaction?
Maybe somebody should ask the people running the show.
He might have other things going on, by the way. Dwight Coulter.
True.
Dwight
Very
Coulter,
true.
or is he? Or is I've heard a lot of people, a lot of signs in the crowd. The Big D is from Omaha, so there's that.
Another dick joke.
It's kind of hard to get him up these days. Anyway,
oh, that's what she said.
you're welcome. So if you want to talk about a damn train wreck, holy shit!
I was hoping this one was going to be a good one.
It was. It was
well,
one. It was a train wreck. No, when I say it's a train wreck, it's a train wreck in good proportions. People are getting. They had the step ladder spot.
Oh, okay.
You know, the two step.
Yeah.
They had one of those. I saw a dude get javelined into a bunch of other guys.
Okay, so basically, like a train wreck, but you can't help but watch. You're just mesmerized.
Yes, you can't take. It's like chaos. You know, yes, yeah, you've got to watch. Okay. You have to watch. I mean, it was a good train wreck. I'm not saying it was a bad train wreck. It was a good train wreck.
Okay, good.
Like I said, okay. I saw people get knocked off of, you know, a foot and a half off the ground and they fell off 20 feet. I saw a dude get picked up and thrown from the ring over the top rope into a group of other guys. And the only thing that came into my head was you screaming, "Holy shit, he's got a family, for God's sakes." I told, I don't know if he heard me or not, but I told Duke that because O'Shea is in the ring, please do not bleed him out like you did last year at Mid-Death Pro. He doesn't have enough blood in that body of his. And he just kind of side-eyed me and walked off. O'Shea actually wound up getting knocked out, and he sat right next to me for a couple minutes. He's like, "Oh, fuck, do I do this shit for?" Just stay away from Duke, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
For those that don't get the reference, last year, I think it was last year, Mid-Death Pro, it's a death match company, had Duke and Prince O'Shea getting into a fight, and I think O'Shea just almost bled out. He took a shot to the head, and I can almost guarantee you, with the rain, with the snow that we've had, I can almost guarantee we could go back to that spot, and I could point out, you can see the stains where he bled.
Is that the one we got?
Yes.
Yeah,
probably.
So in the end, and I forgot. I had it written down in my notes. There was a fire extinguisher spot.
The good old fire.
But it wasn't a fire extinguisher like you think.
Oh, fuck.
Brandon Nitro went and grabbed a fire extinguisher that was filled with Bang, complete with, like branding. You got your Mountain Dew right here, and your Dr. Pepper. Yes, it makes you burp. I don't know why you keep drinking it. But anyway,
it's too damn good.
he had this. It was the silver fire extinguisher with a giant Bang sticker slapped on the side. And he turns around, and it's basically one of those water-filled ones. And he just walks up and knocks someone off the ladder. He winds up climbing up. He wins the match.
Okay,
And then the fire extinguisher came back in the spot when he goes around, finds it, and then decides to spray it into his face.
Okay, I did. Just the goofiness of it. I can't.
It was the goofiness of it. Actually, I forgot this part here. Coulter had the title in his hands, was pulling on it, and everyone's favorite wrestler, Alvin Falcone, came out and knocked him off of the ladder, which means that they're probably going to be doing something with those two.
Bringing the two of them, yeah.
So yeah, it was like JR would say, it's a damned car crash.
Okay, I dig it. Yeah,
that's what
that
it was.
Sounds like
it was a car crash. It was a spectacle. It was
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I can dig that. That sounds like hell. I dig some of that chaos every now and then, and that sounds like the type of chaos I would have just been all over.
So then we go on to our next match, and this one it had the bad positioning of being right after the ladder match,
yeah,
and then right before your main event.
Oh boy, yeah, that dreaded spot.
So we have Luke Langley versus Jackson King. The Black Diamond.
Pretty good talents in their own right there. Yeah.
The Black Diamond versus the Lone Diamond.
Okay.
That's what happens when you take two indie wrestlers from different parts of the country and you bring them together. You're going to have a clash of nicknames.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I will say this. Luke Langley has been going by the Black Diamond for a very long time.
Gotcha.
Jackson King hasn't. So,
okay.
Jackson King, phenomenal talent. Luke Langley's phenomenal talent too. But Jackson King has been to Magnum a couple times.
Langley's been a couple.
He's been here a couple times too, but Jackson keeps coming back.
Yeah. He's been back more.
And he's been kind of up and down on the heel face scale.
Yeah.
I think last couple of times he's come, he's been the Lone Diamond.
Gotcha.
There's something into that. I don't know. It is what it is. It was a fairly technical match until it stopped being a technical match.
Oh.
And I don't mean that they broke down into fighting. It was more of your whole, your kicks, your punches, your this, your that, your, high fly. Jackson King does some high flying stuff. Luke Langley could do high flying. He keeps it grounded. In the end, it was the high flyer Jackson King getting the win with a kick to the face. You figure a high flyer would have an impactful move off the top rope. No, he just gave him a spin kick to the face. I mean, it was a good match. It was a good match. I think it was in the wrong spot, but
yeah.
But then again, I think it was in the wrong spot, where they were at, because you had the highs of the ladder match. Then you got everyone coming down and having to watch this. And you could tell who the Jackson King fans were, because as soon as the match was over, they ghosted out of there quick. I saw them. So
wow.
They were recording it, and they were like, "Oh, come on, Jackson!" Yeah. And then, as soon as the match was over, you just see him go, let's go. And then off they went.
Wow.
And you didn't see him the rest of the night.
Wow.
So, but
interesting.
we have actually seen that before with a couple of wrestlers that would come in. As soon as their match is done, it's time to go home. We're going to beat the traffic. Even though it's a 3-hour show and your guy only wrestled the first half hour, what traffic are you beating?
Yeah.
Plus, you're in Elkhorn.
Yeah.
So then we get to the match that has been months in the making.
Yeah.
The 8-man elimination match. The Crucible, Apex, whatever you want to call them, with their mystery partner versus the Magnum champion, Justin Fowler, Bogut, Shepard,
and Shepard
and Red Wing. And it wound up being a 3-on-4. I don't know how to describe this.
I have some thoughts. I'll let you.
It's not that. It's the fact that they came. The Apex came off more annoying than ever.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, I know. But it is what it is. We all know that they're playing parts.
They're playing their role, and if they're getting that sort of a reaction, they're doing their job. So,
however, it got down to Nino on one end versus Bo and Fowler. And then the music hit. And everyone's looking around going, okay, what the hell is going on? You look in the ring, and there's Fowler kicking Bo square in the balls. Gave him the finger, and then hit him with the shiny wizard, and then told Nino to pin him. And then that was it. Jay Fowler was the 4th man.
So technically, the match never really ended since.
It ended because Nino pinned Bo, and then they rang the bell because Fowler was the 4th man.
So basically, they without completely copying the NWO storyline, they pretty much did that.
And so in my way of thinking, here's how I see it. I left this part out away from you.
Oh.
Purposely.
Oh.
So in the midst of people you sat there, brought up the NWO, people threw trash.
Oh, really?
You can blame the general manager's wife because I saw her. Sorry, Michelle.
Hey,
outed.
Michelle, we love you.
We love you, but you just got outed. In the midst of everything, Nino gets up on the ropes, looks around, and goes, "Why are y'all pissed off? This is about legacy."
Oh, my God.
And it got me to thinking, you got 3 of them, we've actually had this conversation. You got 3 of them that were the last, what do you want to call them, last graduates of Jason Strife's class?
Yeah.
And who is Strife's closest friend?
One of them, yeah.
Boom. That's where they're coming up with the legacy. On the other hand,
basically they copied.
They copied something.
They've kind of copied the NWO, Evolution, and Randy Orton's legacy with Ted DiBiase's kid and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
All in one thing.
Yeah. But it also opens up something that a lot of people in our neck of the woods have been wanting to happen for years. Jay Fowler versus Bogot.
Okay.
That's what I think that's where that's going with Fowler, and that's where I think that's going.
Here's the thing.
Oh, here we go.
We have wanted that, but
Yeah.
we want to see Bo on the winning end of it. Which
Maybe
right
we
now,
will. Well, okay. Let's look at it like
not
this.
unless this is like a really long fucking build.
It could be.
Hey, maybe it is. I'll leave it open to that. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm already getting bad feelings about this.
Well, I'm in the end, it wasn't that bad of a show. I'll be honest. It wasn't bad. The whole Fowler turn, kind of a head scratcher. I'm not sure. I mean, you got one of the most over guys in the company who's going to the dark side. I'm not sure how that's going to work out.
I'll give them this with that turn. For once, they didn't make it predictable.
True.
I will give them that.
Now, after show, if you talk with some of the higher up personnel, they're playing off as, I was actually asking the general manager this, and he says, I don't know what that son of a bitch is thinking. I'm surprised I didn't. I'm going to have to watch back some shows and figure this shit out. His words.
He's kayfabing.
Because he in his view, he thinks maybe Fowler was the mastermind behind all this. And apparently we're having a car crash back here. You didn't hear that?
No.
Okay. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was a good show.
Sounds like it was pretty decent.
The venue is more than accommodating. Except for one thing.
Oh boy.
Food and drink, and I hope they fix this, were cash only.
Oh.
And there was not an ATM on site.
Oh God.
Luckily, I had something to drink in the truck. I just walked outside and grabbed it. But yeah,
I'll have to keep that in mind if I go to a show there.
Well, hopefully, if they plan it correctly, it won't be until next year.
Yeah. But okay, my only thought that I have left, and I kind of brought it up last night, which coincidentally, I think you were still at the show when I brought it up, was okay, Nino and his piggy in the bank. So this whole year, it's been leading up to, it's always been Piggy in the Bank versus the main title, the Magnum Wrestling title. It's like, so, and I already think it's pathetic about the whole thing about giving him an extra month. You've had a whole fucking year. It's a wrestling show. We all know about predetermined this and that. You could have written it in somewhere. Do not even try to give me that bullshit that they couldn't. So now, and I'm hearing about this, the only one without a title. And I'm like, good God, right when I gave them credit for doing something that wasn't predictable, they're going and doing something fucking predictable.
Now, here's the thing. What if they don't?
So here's my thing with that. What are they going to do? They're going to have them lose?
Oh, Nino?
Yeah. They're going to have them lose on the cash-in, or are they going to do this whole big thing where they have this big turn, and then the next show they're going to have him turn on Fowler? Don't give me that. They are not. Well, I might not agree with a lot of stuff that the two people that run it have been doing. I do not think they're that fucking stupid.
No. However, I will say this. In a previous show, I did call somebody out to have a conversation with me about some things that were said. That never happened.
I figured it wouldn't.
But the offer is still out there.
Oh,
I'll be at the next show. If you want to keep calling people names, I'll be in the next show. Talk to me.
I'll be there. I'm planning on being there too.
I'm going to have my backup too.
And like we've said.
Yeah, you're the backup.
Yeah, you got two backups.
I'll take that later.
You got two backups. But here's the thing. We've stated before, we are not hard to find. People want to come up and have a conversation, we welcome it.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing with my 2 cents. We have always stated this is our opinions.
Yeah.
Welcome it, like it, don't. Let us know.
On the subject that we've had an issue with before. I'm not going to call it what they've called it because, well, I'm not going to. I will say this: they did have a female in the battle royal. And I'm going to. There's another one I saw that was helping out with, moving, as Dusty Rhodes would say, plunder from the ladder match because they had ladders, they had chairs.
I believe they have a female in their current class.
Yeah, well, I think they've got 2 or 3.
I was wanting to say
one of them was in the battle royal. I saw the other one working on the ropes at the beginning, and then another one was, coming in and out. So they have at least 3 in school.
Okay,
that's a good thing.
A good thing, definitely.
Other than that, I've got nothing.
Yeah, that is about all I got. But yeah, like I said, the whole thing with the ending, on one hand, not predictable. So, hey, I give them props on that. On the other hand, it's seemingly leading to where it's looking like you go right back into the predictable shit.
Or they could just say, let's do this.
And what frig tell might
I don't know. Maybe, and you've talked about it. Maybe he pulls an Austin Theory and catches on the lower. It's possible. He cashes in on the Top Gun title. We all know Brandon Nitro's not from around here. So maybe, and plus I did see that he did have some of that kinetic tape that a lot of guys use. He had a lot of that. He kind of reminded me of MJF before he dropped the belt. He had a lot of tape. So it might be one of those things where it's like, okay, win the ladder match, make it to the next show, and you'll drop it and then you can take off for however long.
Give the big heel group all the belts.
Give them up. And the funny thing, and they've done that for years in wrestling. Evolution held all the belts. NWO at one point held all the titles. That's just the way wrestling logic is. The heels have the titles until they start losing the titles, and you have a lot of infighting.
Which that's not going to be for a little bit if they're wanting to really build up that.
No, I think this will go on for a little bit, and you got to deal with heel all steel for at least, if I had to do my wrestling calculator, at least 6-7 months.
So, and I've seen him in other places play the heel, so it's like Fowler whatever side of the coin he plays on, heel or face, amazing. Not a complaint. They're not a
I've never seen a heel Fowler, so I'm kind of excited to see this.
I'm excited for everybody here in Omaha to see it. But it all leads back to me with the holy fuck. Right when I give them props for one thing, they go and pull the predictable shit again.
I'm going to give them a chance on this.
I will give them a chance. Like I said, with my reaction, people might think, "Oh fuck," but like I said, I will give them a chance on this. I will wait to see where this goes.
Yep.
But my immediate reaction is motherfucker.
That's a hell of an immediate reaction.
What?
I said that's a hell of an immediate reaction. Wouldn't you say? I got a dog here.
Yeah. Mine hasn't come downstairs yet.
I think this one has to go outside.
Yeah. Mine's probably, that's probably why they were barking. But anyways, yeah, that is about all we have for this one. I hope that everybody that was there in attendance had a great time. I always say this, I will never tell anybody to whether or not to go to a show. I just want people to support independent wrestling, support professional wrestling in general, and just have fun.
You hear that?
You can't make me.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, that is about it for this one. Hope everybody has a good week. Let's fucking go. No, not that button.
Fucking shit. God damn it.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.